chat.
We're live, Molly.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Molly. So, I still look forward to our chats on Wednesday because they
Yes,
are uncensored, like
me
it's
too.
so cool, Molly. So, how are you, beautiful lady?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing well. I should let the audience know that I have your live streaming to my
Yep,
channel also.
yep.
So it's on both channels. So we
So
have,
go knock yourselves out and whatever. I mean, what I just want you guys to watch it because we talk about things that matter.
yeah,
Oh,
you can watch it through Paula's channel here, or watch it
world
through
through Megan's Molly.
Yay!
Yay!
We're what is it called? It's we're double teaming Meghan Markle's favorite, double teaming.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see. Am I on my? I have to make sure I have the mic correctly because I
I can
am.
hear you perfectly. You sound great.
Okay, cool. Yeah, now I have a mic.
You sound
So and
great.
I have the hear thing so I can hear you.
Ah, so it doesn't sound like you're always yelling at us and people think, "Why is Paula so angry?" Are
I'm
you
just deaf.
no. How are you feeling? Because I know you were a bit down last week. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. I was a bit down because
I know. Well, whenever you feel down, you can just message me and rant off or say
yeah,
whatever. It
yeah,
may take me sometimes to get back to you because my hands are full with the little one, but
yeah,
you can always message me.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
always make you laugh.
I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. You know, so what's up? Oh Molly, I don't know if you heard. You know that emailed the House of Commons and Parliament asking for a Freedom of Information Act regarding if they could give me the name of the doctors that delivered Archie and which
Yeah,
hospital, right?
yeah,
Because I actually tried to get it from the birth thing and they don't have it. Usually all these things, because I did ask them
yeah.
for Prince George's info and they
Mhm.
immediately responded and they said they sent me the links. They said this
Yeah.
information is public. You can and I didn't even know, Molly, that they had like a Royal Gazette where they publish these things. And
Mhm.
actually, if you go, you will see that they literally publish everything there.
Yeah, you can from the queen, even before the queen, you see everything. There's records for every single thing. But let me guess, you couldn't get anything for artificial, right?
Wait, wait a minute. First they answered and I want to hear your take on this. First, they answered, "Oh, the parliament." Um, wait 1 second. Ron is let me see. Ron, this is Ron. Now Ron has appeared. So I wrote to and they responded, and basically what they said is like, because the king they dissolved parliament for the elections.
Mhm.
So she said that basically she said that because the parliament has been dissolved, the usual time frame to answer Freedom of Information Act request is 20 days, but when the parliament is dissolved, that stops, right? So and they're gonna. So I was okay. That's very nice. I understand that. I can wait, right? And then, Molly,
Yeah.
it didn't end there because Miss Abigail Richmond from Information Rights Manager from the House of Commons Information Compliance Service answered back.
Hmm.
And then she said the following. Let me see what the fuck is that thing? Because I have it here. It's just, do you know that they come and they go one after the other?
Yeah.
You'll have to let me find it. Let me find it. It's here. Okay,
Well,
here we go. Here we go. It says, on Tuesday, May 28th, dear Paula Matanovich, information request F24 294.
mhm.
Thank you for your request for information as copied below. You asked the House of Commons two questions regarding the birth of Prince Archie of Sussex, which we have sought to address below, which is funny because I thought they were not, right?
Mhm.
Names of the doctors who delivered the child and name of the hospital where the child was born. This
Mhm.
information And I just want to preface this a little bit. I did
Yeah.
call Buckingham Palace and ask for this info. And Buckingham Palace told me that they had to address this through a FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act request, because all these documents had been sent to Parliament for them, to review them to ensure that
Mhm.
that the child meets all the legal requirements to be included in the line of succession. Because
Mhm.
a lot of people they go, oh, we know when George was born, why didn't they put him in the line of succession right away? Why did I wait weeks? Because
Yeah.
of course the info is sent to Parliament, to the government, to the House of Commons, and they review that. And once everything has been reviewed and made public, they include the child in the line of succession. Okay.
Mhm.
So they told me that they had done that, to request that. So I called Parliament and I said, who should I send this to? Right.
Yeah.
And then they gave me the email address, which is FOI Commons at parliament.uk. Okay. I posted all of this on my community page. So this is what the bitch answered. She goes, this information is not held by the House of Commons. The primary role of the House of Commons is to make laws, not to deliver babies.
Mhm.
Do you think that she needed to include that sentence there?
Of course not.
And then she goes, we're not part of the royal household and have no routine access to the information they hold. And then she goes, more information about the work we do can be found. And then she goes, we can only suggest that you send your request to the royal household directly, as they may have more information about the birth of the prince. Are you telling me that the UK government has no information about the birth of a prince who's sixth in line to the throne? However, please, this is the one that you'd like, Molly. Please be aware that they are not classed as a public authority under the Freedom of Information Act 2000, and so are not obliged to respond to requests for any information they hold.
Mhm. That's very interesting.
Isn't it? Because then of course I responded to her. You can imagine. And then I got an answer today. I got an
Mhm.
answer today.
We'll just say, because I have something important, something to tell you after. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
okay. Then I said to her, I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing because it's very long. So I basically said, thank you for your response. I am fully aware you do not deliver babies since you're not a hospital. However, in order to include a child in the line of succession, which falls under the Succession Act 2013, a law passed by the UK government, certain information must be public to reassure us that the child meets all the legal requirements. I have contacted the palace and I was instructed to submit a FOIA request because I am inquiring about legal documents regarding the Succession Act, right? As per the law, certain legal requirements must be met. One of them is that the information must be public. Another requirement is to verify via a document signed by the attending doctors testifying that they delivered the child and that he or she was born of the body.
Mhm.
This is vital for a royal child to be included in the line of succession according to the Succession Act. And having established that that is a legal requirement, you must have that information in your files in order to include any royal child in the line of succession. I simply ask that you provide that information. And then I said, I asked her to please confirm in writing that the royal household has failed to provide those records and that the UK government included a royal child in the line of succession without any documentation or information as required per the Succession Act. I asked her to say that you're failing to enforce the requirements of the Succession Act. And, so I asked her to please put that in writing, and she did.
Mm.
She said she responded to me. She says, thank you for your further email. As copied below, you have expressed your dissatisfaction with our response to your request for the details of the birth of Prince Archie of Sussex and have asked for information about the legal requirements I didn't ask for legal requirements. I was telling her that those were legal requirements,
Yeah.
but she switched it.
Yeah.
Then she said, we don't give legal advice. At what point did I ask for legal advice in my email? I said,
Mhm.
those are the requirements. If you go get a passport, they ask you to present a birth certificate where it states
Yeah.
you are a citizen of that country, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't just show up in the UK and say, by the way, give me a British passport. Oh, we don't need to see your document. This is basically what she said. Firstly, please understand that from tomorrow, the House of Commons goes into dissolution. That means that legally we cease to exist and the obligations of the freedom of information no longer apply to us during that period. In practical terms, responses to all requests, well, and she goes, to be helpful, Molly, I can provide some further information today, which I hope will better explain our position in this matter. I am entitled to under the FOA to request recorded information held by the House of Commons, where our request is for information that requires legal expertise to locate. So she's making it sound like I'm asking for. So she goes on and says, "You for legal expertise or advice, you should get a lawyer."
But you didn't ask for that.
I didn't at any point, and I can read you the whole thing. This said, we believe your assertion that we hold information is due to a misunderstanding of the provisions of the Succession Act. The Succession Act says that all those documents must be made public, and they have to be sent to Parliament, because this is not like you had a kid in the UK. This is a royal child.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we can only suggest that this is when she says engage the services of a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes, to be clear, Molly, the House of Commons and Parliament do not hold any record of the location of Prince Archie's birth or the doctors who delivered him.
Mm-hmm.
We do not receive this information or pass it on to any authority.
Well, look at this. Are you still going? That's crazy. That's crazy, because let me tell you this. I had a subscriber who I'm going to keep anonymous,
Yeah, of course.
and she, they, him, I don't know. I always say she, but I'm just going to reference they, whatever. So they reached out to Fiona Walkinshaw. Fiona Walkinshaw is the head of midwifery and women's services of HCA Healthcare UK at the Portland Hospital, where Meghan gave birth, allegedly. So this individual sent an email to Miss Walkinshaw, and the email states, "Dear Madam, I am asking you to release the obstetrics and gynecological doctors' names who were in the building of the Portland Hospital on May 5th to May 6th regarding a supposed male British royal child born there. I am requesting this information under my right of the Freedom of Information Act. I do not wish to have any intimate knowledge of any birth, but I wish that you confirm names of doctors who witnessed the said birth. I wait for you to reply." So it took a little bit, but then she replied. And you know what she says? She says this: "Dear so and so, thank you for your email, and I apologize for the delay in responding. It took 10 days for her to respond from when that email was sent questioning." She says, "The Freedom of Information Act covers recorded information that is held by a private authority. As HCA UK is a private healthcare provider, it is not subject to this act, and therefore no information will be supplied." So they can't even tell us which doctors were there if there was an archofficial born at that hospital. I mean, wouldn't doctors want to be recognized with a royal birth? That is something huge to have on your resume as a doctor.
Not only that, Molly, that because it has to be public, because remember that it has to be verified that the child was born, it's heir to the body. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it says. Actually, it's heir to the body, because every royal child is in the line of succession, so they are potential heirs.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why, if you go to the Succession Act, because I did a video yesterday where I literally read from the Parliament things. It says heir to the body, and it has to be a natural in order to be eligible to be in the line of succession in heir. They have to be a natural. The child has to be born from a natural birth, what they call it.
Yeah.
You know, and
Of
it has to be
body.
between a man and a woman who are legally married under the Marriages Act. It has to be not naturally conceived. And the
Yeah.
second one is that the child is disqualified if the child is not born of the body. And from, for example, and I was confused because I actually did ask somebody, and I asked him, and I said, but what if it, for example, and I gave them the example. What if the queen could have children, but Prince Philip, was sterile? And then and she got little help, and then they said that then any child that born out of the queen that way would have not been eligible to be in the line of succession, because it has to be conceived naturally, and it has to be delivered, and the child has to be the result of both parents in that marriage, and the child has to be born of the body of the woman.
Mm-hmm. Look,
That's
it shouldn't be this complicated. You either gave birth or you didn't. And the way that this whole thing goes, I've been saying it, I've been screaming this from the top of my lungs. Meghan Markle did not give birth.
I
End
agree.
of story. End of story. Archofficial and Invisibed should not be in the line of succession. Why are they constantly coddling Harry? I've said this before. The Queen was not exempt from having 4 witness signatures. The Queen, on each one of her children's birth, you can go and find the records on Getty Images too. The actual image, you see the birth announcement with 4 doctors' signatures. For every single one of the Queen's birth,
Princess Anne, Princess Anne, Princess
the same.
Margaret.
The same. All doctor signatures. Catherine was the same. The only person who this doesn't apply to, Harry.
Yeah.
And why
Even
is
Princess Diana. Princess Diana also. I mean, nobody
that?
was exempt from this.
Everyone, every single person. The only person who this is being changed for Harry. And that's it. Why? Why is Harry still being protected all these years? Harry, who has done so much damage to the royal family. It should be clear as day. It should be simple as day. You either gave birth or you didn't. The fact that there is so much hiding, no one can provide information or anything. Come on. Gail King
Especially,
was there 2 weeks beforehand to get the official photos and everything. Maybe Gail snuck in a kid for that. I don't know. Or
or
maybe,
Doria, because Doria came a lot earlier.
yeah.
She came a month before Meghan gave birth. And don't
Mhm.
forget that that picture of the baptism, it's supposedly had been taken like almost 3 weeks prior, according to the metadata.
Yeah. And it was taken at 11 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Photo was made up at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, we pulled up the metadata. The same day that Archofficial was allegedly born, those photos were made. How?
Yeah.
How? How?
And people have to understand that whenever you make a change, you have a link. It's like a little tree, and it says that the change was made, and it tells you kind of like abbreviation what it
Yeah.
was. If you make another change, then another file is made, but you can see how many changes they made from the original. This
Archie
is
was delivered by Amazon Prime.
what I
More,
said.
I'm
I said,
reading more info.
she order it on Amazon.com and order by Amazon. Like
You know what? I just feel like Charles is leaving this big freaking mess for William's reign to be to be mucked up with. Doesn't it feel that way? Like this should have been dealt with. Okay, with the Queen being alive, it should have been dealt with then. The Queen should have put her foot down and said, "No, we're not dealing with this." After, okay, you saw that Meghan Markle is nothing but a charlatan user who wants everything her way, but you still gave in to the multi-million-dollar wedding. You still paid multi-millions of dollars for her jewelry and clothes because Meghan didn't want to understand that royals don't accept freebies. They even said that when Harry made that announcement that him and Meghan were dating, the next day there was packages upon packages coming to the royal household for Meghan Markle because what had happened is that right before that Vanity Fair article came out and Meghan had
Mhm,
Harry make that announcement that she's
mhm.
his girlfriend,
Number
she
8,
was
yeah.
already setting up so that she can grift off of the fact that she is Harry's girlfriend. She was already putting that into motion for people to send her freebies so she can be seen with it because she's now Harry's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know why nobody the royal family saw that this girl was nothing but a user from day one, but yet they still gave in to her. They still gave in. You're still giving in by giving a phantom child that nobody in the royal family has ever met Invisibet. I don't care what anyone says. Who was it recently that mentioned that Camilla was shown a photo?
Mr.
Of,
Edwards, Mr.
yes,
Arthur Edwards, he said
yes.
that they all saw a picture. Actually, that the reporters took a picture before they actually saw a picture themselves, but none of them have ever said that they met him.
Yeah, nobody has met how this foolery absolutely boggles my mind. Like, how stupid does this sound? An American-born child that nobody in the royal family has ever seen and nobody even knows exists is within the line of succession and titled as Princess Lilibet of Sussex. What a freaking clown show. It's a circus. It's an absolute circus. And the fact that Charles isn't dealing with it because they want to say, oh, well, it's Harry's mental health and all that stuff. Okay, that's one thing. But still, you're the king. You can put him in one of the best like mental institutes and like sweep it under the rug. You're trying to tell me that the royal family hasn't hidden before in the past um, family members that have had mental issues and things like that. They have done that where they've put them in hospitals and no one's ever heard from them again. You're trying to tell me no one can do anything like that to
Yeah, they
Harry?
did that with the the queen mother's
Yes.
cousins.
Yeah.
They
Because she
and
wasn't
you
all
know what?
there.
They declare them dead. They declare
Yeah.
this is a huge scandal, guys, because they declare them actually dead. I mean, they even produce a death certificate for both.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then it came out
good
they were
for
both
me. I
in
thought
the
you
house.
knew that one, huh?
I no, I knew that one. I know that one.
I did
But
a
then
video about it, and everybody said, "Oh, you're just trashing the royal family." I said, "No, wait a minute. We should
mentally,
be concerned here. You know, like if they declare their own family members dead."
yeah. I mean, they could have definitely dealt with this from day one. And let's be honest, when Harry and Meghan did their whole Megxit and stepped back and had their 1 year to figure out whatever, and Charles was still giving them money, he was still paying them like their $4 million
I still think he is,
allowance.
Molly. I still think he is.
I still think he is too. I know a lot of people get mad at me for saying that, but I 100% think that Charles is still paying for them, paying for their security. Because if Charles is still paying for Andrew's security, why shouldn't I think that he's not paying for Harry and Meghan's either?
I wonder who'll pay for Fergie's 13,000 pound dress
That's
that
what
she
I
wore.
want to know.
Man,
These
you too, Molly, you too.
these two who claimed Fergie is the original OG grifter. A woman a
Absolutely.
woman who has lived off of the royal family since her divorce. Who has ever heard of getting a divorce from your husband and living under the same house and never paying rent or anything? She claims she's bankrupt, but how the hell can you afford a $13,000 dress to
No,
wear in
pound,
Cannes?
13,000
Pounds.
pounds.
So it's more than that. So
Yeah,
it's
it's like
about 20,000. Oh
$17,000,
my
almost
god.
20.
She didn't even look good in it either.
And she went right.
I'm sorry to say this, but Andrew and Fergie are the original grifters, and
Absolutely.
Harry and Meghan are just styling themselves as Fergie and Andrew 2.0. But let me just say that I've always said Harry, in my opinion, is more of a deviant than Andrew. Like, we've heard things about Andrew, but we don't know. But I think Harry is more of a sexual deviant with a disgusting background. Because if you pull up my ex, there has been things coming out
Mhm.
17.5 for, oh my God, that's disgusting. That makes
And
me
for
throw
that
up.
cow, where is she getting that money? You know what? This is why I say to people, the reason why she was able to save and get her to dig herself out of the same hole that she dug herself, in to begin with, was because she wasn't paying rent, she wasn't paying any bills like we do. Otherwise, because she was still living the big life, because let's face it, oh, poor Fergie. No, when she got divorced, she
Wait,
should
first,
have she should have gone back to her old lifestyle because she couldn't afford it. But no, she wanted to still live like,
she wanted to live in the palace. She wanted to live in the big house. Not that effing Rachel says that Fergie made millions from Budgie Little Helicopter from her books.
as a Duchess of York, of course, not
Yeah.
Fergie. It wasn't Sarah Ferguson, it's a Duchess of York's book. And this is the thing that really bothers me because people say, oh, what does Meghan Markle have on the royal? She doesn't have anything. What she has is they have precedent. Oh, wait a minute. Fergie, not only that, Fergie was charging £500,000 for access to her husband who's corrupt. And that is actually a crime, a serious one. And then
Mhm.
she's walking around. So this is what Harry and Meghan have over the royal family, the fact that they have precedent. And people are saying, oh, poor Charles, he doesn't want to trash Harry, because he doesn't want to be hard on him. Yeah, because Harry did the same that Charles did to his mother in 1994. Not
Mhm.
only did he write a really nasty book about his mom and dad, but he also, when the book backfired, he gave an interview like 4 or 5 days prior to the Queen going on that really, really historical trip to Russia for the first time that, like a British monarch had stepped foot, on that. And everything was overshadowed because Charles did that interview. Oh, I was unfaithful when my marriage broke down. No, were always unfaithful.
Mhm.
You
Hmm.
know, what do you
That's
think?
interesting. That's very interesting. I don't know, man.
You
I
didn't
don't
know about that?
I just I'm just I don't know what to think sometimes. I just don't know what to think of the whole entire situation, basically. That's just all I'm saying. I don't understand the entire situation. I mean, if we, like Chrissy Richards says here, Andrew is a saint compared to has been. He definitely is. And the fact that the US government is playing so hard to keep his records sealed and not share any information, and the fact that they referenced SA in one of the conversations beforehand makes me wonder, does Harry have a history of SA in records that have been hidden from the public? You're on mute.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think is? I don't even know. I don't even know. I was so disillusioned because what they're doing is so crooked. And you know what I was thinking, Molly, about this? People say this Charles wants to leave this for William. I don't even think
He's
so.
leaving a mess for William. He's
No, but
leaving.
I think it's gone too far. I think it's gone too far. I don't think that William can even do that because you see, if William exposes this, then his father will be exposed as a fraud. You know what I mean? So I think it's gone too far, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't. If William
It's
comes,
gonna be
if
dealt with.
let's say William comes to the throne, and he says, "No, Harry and Meghan defrauded," but then they're gonna say, "Wait a minute, didn't you know, William?" Because I'm
Yeah.
sure we're supposed.
Yeah, it's gonna look bad on him. It's gonna look bad on him. Well, did you not have an idea? You must have known what was going on. Why didn't you do anything then? That's what's gonna come up. Why didn't you do anything then? Why now?
So I don't
And then
think
they're
this will be exposed. I mean, what do you think? I don't think it'll be exposed by William either. But that's just my take
girl,
on
it
it.
needs to be exposed before William comes to the throne. That's what I think. But it will never happen because Charles won't allow that to happen because he doesn't want Harry to go after Camilla. But if you really think about it, I was thinking about this the other night. If you really think about it, you know how the Sussex squad always make fun of Charles and say, like, oh, I want to be your tampon and all that kind of stuff? If you really think about it, Harry is Meghan's tampon because he can't do anything without her.
Absolutely,
Kind of gross,
absolutely.
huh?
And it's a skanky tampon. I mean, can she even menstruate? I thought that she had like a, what do you say, a hysterectomy or something like
Well,
that.
that's what's been said. That's what's been said. And Thomas Markle Sr. has said that, didn't he? During a chat with Pidina.
Yeah, well, Mr. Markle said that, I think, and that she had frozen eggs and stuff like that or something
Yeah.
like that, and she went to get them in Canada or some I don't know.
There was also an article written about it that was never taken down. I think you can still find it online. I don't know.
Well, P. Dinah had it. P. Dinah had
Yeah,
that
we just
thing.
got to go to her old conversation and scroll
Yeah,
through it
yeah,
and
yeah,
find it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's what we'll do. We'll go through it later
Because
after.
he said that. He said that she had her eggs frozen and she had them in Toronto, and this
Oh
is why
wait,
she went to Toronto to pick them up. Is this the one that you're saying, Harry Meghan's first kiss outside the
no,
chapel?
further down, further down. Here
I
we
haven't.
go.
That's good.
No, 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 not these. Or is it up? Refresh it. Sorry, because there's a whole bunch of new ones that I put.
Pervert, here we go. Pervert Prince Harry has always had a problem with keeping his disgusting. Never forget when he sexually assaulted Catherine by pinching her bottom. Oh, that is true, you know?
Mm-hmm. And the thing that annoys me is that there's some people in the comments. Look at Andrew's face. Andrew's laughing at it. Harry, you can tell he's busted. Yeah. And some people are like, well, no, he didn't pinch her bottom. I was like, well, number one, it was written about it. And number two, the pictures clearly tell the story of what happened.
Yeah. Because you can see she wasn't happy. That's actually violating somebody's body. You know what I mean?
That's assault.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
SA.
I never seen this, Molly.
Yeah. She was bending over talking to the children, and Harry took it upon himself to give her a pinch. Because look at the reactions. There's more photos online. The reaction, I don't know who this is standing
Even
next to.
Camilla looks surprised, you know.
Even the person standing next to Catherine on the other side of Catherine.
That's the Princess Michael Kent.
Yeah. Even like, and then Andrew's laughing like it's something funny. But what are you supposed to do in
When you're
that
in the public
moment?
and in the balcony.
Exactly. You're standing on the balcony in front of like hundreds of people, thousands of people. How was Catherine supposed to react in that instance? Harry
Mm.
has always had a problem with keeping his hands to himself. I did a video where he is constantly grabbing men's nipples. And the fact, if you scroll down a little bit more, scroll down a little bit on my, yeah, right here. Go to the court documents, the next one.
Mm-hmm.
They talk that about here. They say, I just wanted to respond briefly to the government's submissions. The fact that one is accused, regardless of how credibly, of sexual abuse is actually not a ground to deny admission. So does this mean that Harry has been accused of SA, but they're saying that because of that, he should still be welcome in the United States?
No, he shouldn't be allowed until that's cleared.
Yeah, but they're saying here in this submission, this is what the Biden government are saying. They're saying that the fact that one is accused, regardless of how credibly, of SA is actually not a ground to deny admission, depending on how one is coming in. It is, or it could, in theory, be used discretionally, but it is not an actual ground for admission. So basically, they're saying that Harry, even though if he had this in his background, regardless of how credible or not credible it is, he can still be allowed in the US. That's what they're saying. But had it been anyone else, Paula, a regular citizen like you and I, if there was something like that in our background, credible or not, we would have
Yeah,
been
they even ask you that if you've been accused. They don't even ask you if you've been convicted. They say
Yeah.
you've been accused, and then if you've been convicted, they ask those questions.
Now go to the next slide. And then the next slide that says here, does that, and then the court asks to clear this up. So the judge says, does that mean if someone is a UK citizen, or I can't remember if he was Ireland, UK, or whatever, I'm assuming a UK citizen, is credibly accused of an SA crime and not prosecuted, and then appears for admission to the US? Is there a box to check yes or no? Yeah.
And he says, yes, because I know that there is. If you've been accused of a crime, I know, because I had to.
And she asks you about everything. I'm surprised that it doesn't even ask you about your bowel movements. They want to know so much. Yeah. Like, you don't want to know what time I took my last poop at, since you want to know everything else too? Like, it is detailed. Those customs immigration documents are detailed. Harry,
what do they say? What are they saying? But this is the one in February. This is nothing new. This is the one in February. Just that the newspapers decided to catch on to it right now.
Yeah.
But this was exposed back in February. Remember, I did a short video about it. About
well, you did a video. I know the Royal Grift did a whole reading of the documents.
Yeah, if you guys want to go for that, go for it. I just did a very small video about it, like 8
the
minutes.
Royal Grift did a whole, like, back in February, she read all 50, I think it was 56 pages. Bless her. Like, that was a long, but it was very thorough. Yeah, very thorough.
Yeah, go check that out. But that's back in February. But the press is just now talking about it as though it's a big deal and it just came out.
No, but Harry, at the end of the day, Paula, this just shows how much of a dumbass Harry truly is. Harry opened the door for all of this. Everywhere he goes, he causes an international incident. Look at the mess he's made for the American government, and all because he wanted to open his mouth and talk about his drug use and everything. He did this to himself. The UK people in the UK have heard all the stories about when he was in Afghanistan and when he would rough up the ladies of the night there and how some of them had to be paid off so that they didn't talk. He would get way too abusive with them, like lay hands on them, get too rough. The thing is that the UK media and the reporters could put a nail in Harry's coffin. They easily could, but they don't. Now, why is that? But they have no problems going after William, Catherine, talking about optics of a photo. I mean, we want to talk about optics. I know Richard Palmer loves, I don't know if you saw my tweet about that, but Richard Palmer, we've all seen his photo, right? I think my
Mhm.
tweet is, I think if you go out of this, Paula, and you scroll a little bit further down, you'll see.
I
Because
have this picture. I have this picture. Yeah.
yeah,
But
because
this is
Richard Palmer
yeah,
was
I have
all
this
about,
picture. I actually have this picture. It's funny.
this was
Th-
her in Malta, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Cooking up jam. This is probably where she stole the idea of her stupid thing.
I did a little. I even have the clip,
Mhm.
I played. So let me see. Where do you have that,
A
Molly?
little bit further down.
This is funny because she was already um um this is she's spending New Year's. I did a video about this when I was
Mhm.
saying the time frame. This is in 2016, and I said, well, in 2016, when Harry went to the Caribbean, remember that he did for the Queen?
Yeah.
She was posting so many articles. Harry's girlfriend is doing this, Harry's girlfriend is doing that. I mean, God, because she wanted, and then I thought, okay, I can understand him not being able to meet her for Christmas because, of course, remember they did that walk and stuff.
Mhm.
But then I said, why not spend New Year's together? Because she was in Iceland alone.
Was she?
No, it wasn't alone. She was with somebody. Yeah. So here we go. Let me
Went
see.
to Iceland too, right?
I know people are whining and bitching about the Prince and Princess of Wales staying at 850. Have you forgotten about Harry and Meghan 3-day third? Oh, yes, I remember this.
Yeah, when they stayed at Heckfield Place or Palace, whatever it's called, for 3 days for a non-pregnant Meghan, right?
Yeah, yeah, for her and her bump. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, is that the one?
That's
Sex,
another one.
essay, pedo, drug use, sex with a minor, assault. And you know what's really interesting? You know what, Molly? I'm going to ask you about it. I don't know if you know this. Do you remember when Harry? I did a video about this. When Harry went with Guy Pelly, and they went to Verbier where they go skiing,
Mhm.
and he was introduced to this team. And the next day, he had to. It's on the
He had
newspaper.
her, it's,
Sign an NDA.
yeah, he forced her into signing an NDA because she was actually 16 and not 18.
Yes, like they try to say, and also
Yeah.
because apparently he did something to her with a glass.
Yeah. He, apparently allegedly penetrated her with a glass, apparently, with a glass
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah. Is this the one? I see Megan's new
Yes,
UK rep.
yes, yes, yes. So scroll down. Richard Palmer has that old photo. You see his, thumbnail photo in his X account?
Let me
It's of
see.
him, like, 20 years ago when he was young.
Oh, and he had hair. Yeah.
And then the other day, I'm minding my own business, watching the Sun's new YouTube channel to see what they're talking about, and that's
When
Richard
he came
Palmer.
on. When he came on and he was asked, well, are you going to be representing them? Remember that?
Yeah, but then still, this is the same guy who is like bitching and moaning about Catherine's photo and optics matter and stuff like that. Well, update your photo. I sent you something to the private chat here, Paula.
Oh, okay. Let me get that. Let me get that. Thank you. Thank you.
What I sent you just now is what we were talking about. So Harry had gone to the Caribbean because he was doing an HIV/AIDS awareness thing with Rihanna at the
Yep.
time. Remember?
Oh,
And I'm
yes, I
like,
remember that. That's what they want. And she kept putting all these. And you know what? You know what Shalon Lester said?
yeah,
She was calling them because, Shalon Lester was the editor of Star and they had In Touch and Inquirer and everything, right?
yeah,
And Meghan Markle was paying them to publish 3 articles at least a week. She had like 3 PR companies. And she was like, I never met anybody who had, who was a nobody, who had so many PR. And she used to be a source and pay them.
yeah.
Um, and Shalon Lester said that before Meghan Markle came into the scene, she would always be asked if the stories that they published were true. And she would always say, you know what? Not really, because we're just speculating. Because she said that they were so tight, and there were no leaks, and that as soon as Meghan Markle came into the picture, there were leaky ships,
Yeah.
leaky. There was
Yeah.
a leaky ship.
I like anyone with a bit of a brain cell could see that. I mean, it was a tight ship before Meghan Markle came in, and then all of a sudden you get all these stories and all this bullshit about William and Catherine's marriage being in trouble. Like, come on, you could see where this is coming from. So while Harry was in the Caribbean doing that awareness thing with Rihanna,
Mhm.
Meghan Markle set up this pap walk in Toronto so that she looks all sad because Harry was in the Caribbean doing that, and she was by herself.
They
See,
had
Prince
broken up at
Harry's,
that time. I think they had broken up at that time, and she was still
yeah,
calling herself his girlfriend.
yeah, they weren't together at this time. But this is what Meghan Markle does. She would call the Paps in Toronto and she would wear her LA hat. That would be her signal to them, like, that is me wearing my LA hat. And look at Miss environmentally conscious with all of her plastic grocery bags in her cart. You would think she would have reusable bags because she loves being so
And
environmentally conscious.
yeah, and toilet paper. You would think she would not buy that, because
Why? Everyone shits. She's
I
full of
know, but
shit.
to look classy, like.
Darling, she is so full of shit. I'm surprised she didn't buy the bulk size.
uh, oh, that's her, like, oh, that's her looking sad,
I
you
mean, I
can
think
tell.
they even got photos of her in from inside the grocery store too.
Let me see. Oh, look at her with glasses, trying to
At
be the
nighttime.
famous
At
woman
nighttime.
at nighttime, trying to be the famous woman because the pictures of all the paps. Oh, here she is. She goes, California dreaming, home sweet home. I mean, and did you know that she had like a bunch of accounts that she herself made, and she would comment as though it
Mhm.
was her?
Mhm.
It was like fans and stuff like that.
Course,
Harry
course.
was doing this, and he
Yeah.
wasn't talking to her at all. They had broken up. This is why she crashed the wedding the following year.
But this should tell you the type of person Meghan Markle was from the very beginning. They weren't even together, and she was crashing his events to take the attention off of his events. She's doing that right from the very start. He went there for
Absolutely.
an important event. I mean, let me find the other one because I have the ones where they catch her from inside the grocery. Oh, here. I got it right here. I'll send it to our private chat. From inside the grocery store. Hold on. Let me paste it here.
I have this one. I have this one. We're gonna look at
There you
this one
go.
right now. Just 1 second. We're gonna
Yeah.
look at this one, Molly. This is Harry branded disrespectful towards women during Swiss ski trip where he spent the night with teen 8 years younger. Actually, she was much younger.
Mhm.
And they said that he said something about a glass. No, he apparently he essayed her with a glass. A
Yeah.
former pal accused the Duke of being disrespectful towards women after the prince in 27 spent the night with teenage beauty, 8 years his junior. That's not, they want to make her like this is her,
They want to make it so it's legal.
Yes, exactly. Okay. On the ski trip. And then they asked her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Why would you need to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He hasn't made anybody else do that. He didn't make Meghan Markle or any of the girls that he was with before sign anything.
You only get people to sign non-disclosures if you're doing something degenerate.
Yeah,
And
because he's heard
Harry,
the girls talk about him and how they were together.
yeah.
And I think she was not of age, and apparently it's something to do with that glass. And they reveal how the prince later demanded that the girl sign a non-disclosure agreement in a bid to prevent her speaking out about their encounter because she was, I believe, this is just my opinion,
I
underage.
wouldn't be surprised if Prince Harry said something stupid like, "I'm gonna stick my shot glass up your
There you
pussy,"
go. Yeah,
right?
exactly. But I
Like
think he did
something
more than
dumb
that
like
because
that.
he spent the night with her.
Yeah, something dumb like that.
Yeah.
Harry's a degenerate. Harry is a degenerate. There's a reason why Charles built his own nightclub inside his house so that Harry didn't have to keep going out and assaulting photographers outside of the club. The thing is, people in the UK know all about Harry's debauchery and his behavior. Was he so stupid that he thought he could just go over to the US and everyone will like forget about how he behaved? Look, there she is inside the store
Mm.
taking a
And she's a
photo.
nobody, guys, and nobody knew because this is in 2016. in
Yeah.
December. This is after, because when did he do this? In November 8th, 2016, he issued that statement, right?
Well, scroll
After.
down.
Mhm.
November 8th, yeah. And then scroll down, and this was while Harry was with Rihanna.
Yeah. Yep. Because she kept herself in the news, and Shallon Lester said that she sent a lot of articles, because she said that she paid for at least 3 articles a week.
Mm-hmm.
at least, You
Yeah,
know,
she's a nobody. Who was it that said that the Suits cast were on the, I think it was the red carpet for one of their events, but yet Meghan Markle had set up so that a bunch of people come over asking for her autograph
it
and
was with
ignored
it was with the girl. It was with the girl, that the other girl, the other
Sarah Rafferty.
Sarah Rafferty, and then they got out and
Yeah.
of a restaurant. Sarah Rafferty and her were talking, and even Sarah was like,
Yeah. Like wondering what the hell, like, okay. And they just come up, Megan.
"Terrible, isn't it, Molly?"
It's so pathetic. It is so pathetic. It is so pathetic. Like, this is what she wanted. She just wants people to yell out her name and she signs autographs. But poor thing, man. Nobody likes her and she doesn't get the clue. She's not catching on that nobody can stand her.
No, but
Shallon
what do
Lester,
you
that's
what do you
awesome.
make?
I'd love to meet Shallon Lester.
Me too. I
I'd love
follow her
to
on
meet her.
YouTube.
I would love to
You know
just
that she
pick her
does
brain.
these trips though, sweetie, and you can actually have a one-on-one. I just don't have the cash to do it. Apparently you can pay like in Patreon, I think it's like $30 or $40, and you can have a one-on-one with her or something like that. And then she organizes these trips that
Mhm.
you go on to on trips with her, and she talks about women, how you don't put up with shit and stuff like that. So
Well, maybe one day when we become mega time YouTube stars like them, we can host trips.
absolutely,
That would
absolutely.
be
Can
fun,
you,
hey?
can you
I've
imagine?
seen other YouTubers doing it, hosting trips and stuff. That would be pretty fun.
No,
But
I
you
know,
know
right?
what? I hate to say, okay, I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person where when I go on a trip, I don't want it to be like jam packed with like, we have to go do this, we have to go do this, we have to go do
Oh,
this.
me neither. Me neither. I like to chill.
Yeah, me too. Like, let me rest on the beach and go away.
Absolutely. You know what? I remember I have friends, and I said when they come to this, and I said, listen, you stress me out.
Yeah.
You don't relax, because please pretend that this is really your home, because I don't want to feel like I have to entertain you all the time. Do whatever you want. If you want to go out, we'll go out, but just relax. You're here to relax, not to be
Yeah.
tired,
I'm the same
because
way.
it's stressful to me. And they look at you and they don't want to do this. Listen, this is your fucking house. Don't ask me permission to do this, because I don't want to be stressed whether you got what you need. Here's the kitchen. There's just a
Yeah.
lady who works here and she cooks and stuff, and if you want to do something, just, tell me what you need and we'll get it at the supermarket. But just pretend that you
Yeah.
came to another country, but this is your home. That way I don't have to stress.
Look, people are saying, okay, Paula, we'll all be there on Friday. Party at Paula's
Please.
house at the farm.
At the beach. No, and at the beach, we can go to the beach. That'd be fun.
Will we see some of those men fishing by the rocks like last
Yes.
time? Will
Yes,
that?
you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Juan del Sur is very nice. I know Tola is really, really beautiful. So we can go there. We can go with your little man and city, so, and
Yeah,
you can bring Monster, you
yeah,
know.
that would be fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine? So, what do you think of this? I saw that because I've been watching you do this. Megan in LA and Megan in Nigeria. Can't
Oh
have.
my God. Has the chat and our subscribers seen that Megan flashed her titty? Well, her non-existent titty in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Look at this. You get the full show of her chest. No wonder Harry
Her
likes
sternum.
pinching men's nipples.
You can see her sternum, like, because I don't think she had titties or
Do you
anything.
think, hold on a second, go back to that. Do
Mhm.
you think with her being so thin from using Ozempic drugs, whatever, do you think her next ploy or her next plan of action with her wearing all the loose see-through clothing and to show off her body, her next plan of action is to pretend that she was anorexic like Diana?
Absolutely. I actually did a video a long time ago. I've done 2 videos about it. I said, this woman is clearly following this footstep, but what she's going to use it is she's going to say that it's Harry and the stress that because she's forming this is just my theory. It has always been my theory that she's forming a narrative of Princess Diana. This is a woman who's absolutely obsessed with being Princess Diana, right?
Yeah.
So this is a woman who literally will now is losing weight and everything, saying that, and she's going to claim that Harry is not the nice guy that we think because he's putting pressure and all kinds of things, because she has to follow that narrative. And this is why I said very early on that he made it difficult for her, because when he abandoned the UK, he couldn't say, oh, he dumped me. No, he left everything for her. So she's had to create another narrative of abuse. And we know that Meghan Markle is good at creating abusive narrative that doesn't exist. She makes anything out of a mole,
Yeah,
like
she likes that. She likes that narrative.
I want to show you this picture. Let me know what you think of this. Let's see. What do you think of this? Look at this lady looking at her.
Oh God. I wish Misan Harriman would stop using the black and white filter, because number one, when I look at this photo, the first thing I notice is how greasy Meghan's hair is. That's the first thing I notice. And then my eyes go towards the woman that you first pointed out that's like looking like, what the hell? And then all I see are all the wrinkles in the dress. Like the black and white filter just shows all of the, what's the word? Imperfections. Doesn't it? Like, and she doesn't even have a good looking back. If it was a nice muscular back, it would make a difference, but it's not. I mean, she's got a Skeletor body. It's not look
And
it's not
horrible. It's a
it's
bad looking body. And
I'm
we're
not
not body
body
shaming, but I'm
I'm not
just telling
body
you.
shaming. I'm not body shaming, but then the bitch couldn't get a clue either. She couldn't take one because the women there kept giving her clothes. They kept giving her fabric. And you think she would be like, okay, well, maybe I should wear something and cover up and look a bit more modest. No, she didn't. She didn't even taste their food, for God's sakes.
She didn't even listen to the two little girls or say thank you. She just turned her back on them, didn't she, Molly?
Yeah, she turned her back on them. And
Can you
also,
imagine? And those little girls were excited to see her, and they were handpicked to be there.
mhm,
They
yeah,
were handpicked to be there. So it is not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
a lot of people are saying that Ozempic ages her. I don't think it's just Ozempic. I think it's drugs also. Because
Yes.
I've seen people on Ozempic, and number one, they don't lose as drastically as she has. Okay, like she got thin really quick. Ozempic, you see it, but it happens gradually in stages. The way that she's lost weight, it's very like it looks drug induced, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah. No, I understand. I got another email from the I don't know if you can see it, from the have it here, from the I'm going to put it here like
Wait,
this.
can I just ask
From
this before we go? I don't understand her. Oh, what? Oh, go.
No, the email, this is from the gallery, National
Ah,
Portrait Gallery. I got it yesterday. It says, "Thank you, Paula. Dear Paula, thank you for contacting the National Portrait Gallery." I don't know because they had already answered. Presented to the gallery by the leading contemporary photographer, Miss Anne Harriman, whose portrait of Marcus Rashford also hangs in our History My Cares Now display. This new portrait, if picked,
mm-hmm.
would join 5 photographs of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex that already form part of our photography collection. So they're saying if
Yeah,
picked.
yeah,
The new portrait, acquired yesterday, is not currently on display at the National Portrait Gallery, and there are no immediate plans to display the work. As it has just been submitted, it will also need to go through our cataloging process before it is available to view on our website if picked. They put if picked.
yeah.
However, if you're interested in viewing portraits of the royal family, we have a number of works that are on display, including portraits of King Charles III, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and more historic figures from the all of our portraits are, and then they give you more info, like.
Yeah.
So it
Girl,
hasn't been picked.
Girl, Misan is just another Meghan Markle who exaggerates and bullshits. And then get this, when his photo doesn't get picked, if it doesn't, he'll upload a black and white video of himself with his face way too close to the camera,
Absolutely.
sucking on his lips how he does. You know how he sucks on his lips to make them look
Why
thinner?
does he do
I
that?
don't know. It's so creepy. It is so like do you not love your big thick lips? Why do you keep it's
He does.
very yeah. Yeah, you notice that too. It's
I'm
very,
not
very
insane, so I thought,
no.
like
No, I noticed that and I'm like, why does he keep doing that? He's gonna do that. He's gonna upload a video whining about the National Portrait Gallery being racist for not picking his photo. That's what he does. What Harry and Meghan do is that they impose themselves on other people. So Misan and Meghan, they sent his photo there, and then they're gonna claim, oh, our photo has been chosen to force their hand. That's what Meghan did with Dior too, right? By saying, "Oh, Harry and I are going to become the new models for them." They put that shit out there to try and force that company to come out and say, "Okay, well, yes, they're going to be working with us." That's what they're doing. And then when it doesn't come out in their way, if it doesn't work out in their way that they want, then they'll cry racism. And that's what Misan does.
I was gonna ask you about that because I was thinking, why I don't know, like, why would they why do you think that's like a tactic they have in order to force people to
It's a
do it? It's not like I don't
victimization.
think they're manifesting. I think they're forcing somebody's hand, which is different.
Girl, it's all about being a victim pays these days, apparently. And being a rich victim because Misan Harriman has money. They're always playing the victim to something if they don't get their way. And now they're playing the race card. That's what they're using constantly. Being a victim is what gets them to get where they want. Maybe that's what we need to do now. Maybe we should start playing victims. Well, Meghan Markle demonetized my channel for 3 months and I'm still here. Wah.
I'm serious. I'm serious, because it's it's like they have to be wealthy. It's not like you're poor. I mean, if you're poor like me and I'm complaining that or I need help with a school or anything, it's like, how dare you? You're
Look,
grifting. But
Misan
then we have
We need
uh,
to look into Misan Harriman's history.
yes.
Misan Harriman used to be involved with Boris Becker. Okay. Misan Harriman told Boris Becker to invest a big bulk, like over 100 million pounds of his own money into a Nigerian oil business, which went belly up, and he lost all that money. Apparently, Boris Becker and knew Meghan Markle back in the day, and Boris Becker was the person to introduce. Remember Gina, the publicist for Meghan Markle?
Mhm.
He was the one to introduce Meghan to Gina and that publicist agency. So Meghan has a thing for older white men with money, and we need to look into that because remember when Meghan went to what was it, Scotland, the Marks Hotel in Dublin for let me hold on. I think I have it in my phone here. It was for some BS award she had set up to get from there. Here, let me just here, I'll send it to our group chat, okay?
Where she said that that she was part Irish when she did that world
Yeah,
thing.
and then she said that some reporter was trying to hit on her, but then she like turned him down and stuff like that. Here, I'm sending this photo to your WhatsApp.
Okay.
Okay, it's there. So this was October 2014.
Just waiting for it to come.
Yeah,
Remember that
Boris
my
Becker and
internet
his
is a little
wife
bit
and
slow.
Meghan Markle were at the Marker Hotel, which were related to the One Young World Conference in Dublin, Ireland. So all this connection goes way back. Like this.
No, go keep talking, keep talking. I'm
No,
just
no,
uploading.
I was just reading this for a second. I just blanked out. That's all. Sometimes my brain goes one way and then I go another way. But seriously, I don't know why people just aren't calling out this BS about Meghan lying about being Nigerian. Did you not see that there recently what happened in Nigeria the other day with all those kidnappings?
Here it is. Here, I got the photo. Let me see.
There
Oh,
was a
this
whole
is
bunch
the
of
photo. Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember this photo. Let me see. I remember this photo. Okay, you want that's the photo, right, Molly?
yeah, the one that I sent to your thing.
How does technology work? I mean, it's amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
girl, the internet is forever. That's what it
I wonder why can't we like teletransport like in Star Trek. If we can do this, why can't they do that with our bodies? That way,
Girl, if I could teleport back, I would
you
like
can tell I'm a
screenshot
Trekkie.
everything from back then. But
Can you
see,
imagine?
this was October 2014. Boris Becker and Meghan Markle with his wife were at the Marker Hotel. Boris Becker is the one who introduced Meghan Markle to Gina Newthorpe Crown of Crown and whatever was her PR agency name.
And don't forget that Miss Anne Harriman was also around the royal family because he was organizing polo games with Boris Becker. Remember, for William and
Yeah.
Harry.
And then remember, Meghan wanted to become a Ralph Lauren model to get closer to Nacho through Violet Weston-Holtz. I mean, this bitch has been planning for a long time.
Oh, you know what,
Talking
Rudy?
for a
And you
long
know
time.
what? I think Miss Anne Harriman was part of this whole thing too, because he had always been around the royal family, but he was never in the inside circle. Now with Harry, he's in the inside circle, but now they're back out again.
Yeah, she was always on the outside. She made her look. I got to give her credit for her social climbing skills, okay? I got to give Meghan Markle credit where credit is due. The girl laid on her back, blew out the back of her throat and busted her knees and sucked and banged her way right to the top, and she got to the inner circle. She made it there, and then she screwed it all up by thinking that she was better than everyone else. Now she's back on the outside. Thank you, Mary.
Somebody says, thank you, Mary. Somebody's asking if we can see if she has some. You know what? I don't believe she was wearing underwear with that dress that we saw. Let me just pull it out.
Yeah, pull it up because I think it was just the fabric, like the stitch line of the fabric.
Yeah, because I don't think she was wearing underwear.
Yeah.
So, and I have another picture that I can show you from there, guys. So you can, again, you can see it. That's her. Let me see if I can make it larger here. Zoom in. Look at her bones. And you know what really pisses me off? Because Catherine, you can see that she's healthy because she's slim and her face is not sunken in and stuff like that. But Meghan Markle, and she has gorgeous legs, But this woman, it's like so boxy. Even look how boxy she is.
I think the line that these people are referring to, it looks like it's just a crease from when she sat down.
Oh, she looks. Oh, so you know what? It looks like part of the dress.
Lower.
It has like seams like that.
Yeah, this one. No, that's the seam up at the top near her waist. There's like a seam there, but then this one, yeah, the one that you're pointing to, that looks like she was sitting, and that was just the fabric creased, like while she was sitting or something. Because we see how Meghan sits down. She doesn't straighten out her dress in the back when she sits, right? She just plops down like a big bird.
She's really disgusting, isn't it, Molly?
She has no manners. She's got no manners. That's the thing. No manners, no etiquette. She doesn't want to take any kind of direction from anyone. She thinks she knows it all. And that's what happens. Are you sure it's not we? I'm pretty sure it's not.
There you go. Look at these poor kids. None of them are smiling.
Yeah.
None of them are smiling. It's like, yeah, master. It's like, don't get close to them. Don't touch them. Like Catherine, that they all come and hug them.
Stand back. Stand back. Keep the little black children away from these white saviors pretending to be royals.
Look at the dress dragging to the floor. And look at this lady, how she's dressed, all covered up. And look at this hoe.
Yeah. You know what grossed me out the most? When you're watching this video and they're doing their little dancing around with the kids, when they're jumping up and down, because Meghan is not wearing a bra, you can see her little tiddly nipples like beep, 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 like flopping up and down when she's jumping up and down. And these like in front of these little kids.
You know what I think her titties are? Like one of those dogs that gives birth and then they're all flapping and
Well, no. Because when you saw the photo that she leaked herself, right? Of the photos that she took with her and her two other girlfriends topless in Italy or whatever. So those photos are on Google. And in one photo, you can actually see her nipples. And her nipples are those very like long extended nipples, like they're 3 inches long. Yeah. So with her being flat,
they're not feminine, are they?
No, they look like udders.
Ay, Dios mío, me está muriendo la risa. It's too funny, Molly.
She's all nipples. She's got no chest, so it's like a little bit of fat there that's left over, but it's all nips. She's deflated flapjacks. There you go.
We're not body shaming, but she is she's intent on exposing herself.
Yeah.
So if she covered herself up, if she wore a bra that held those things in place and looked nice, then we wouldn't be talking. So we wouldn't be talking, but she is. Don't fucking apologize. Why are you apologizing? We're enjoying
If
ourselves.
I
This
made anyone
is
puke,
no apology.
I'm apologizing if I made anyone throw up if they're eating.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what I'm apologizing.
It's incredible because they are like now they're going to Ghana.
Girl, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Go make complete asses out of yourselves. Go make a fool out of yourselves and let us make the content off of it. Like, this is hilarious. The chick is gonna, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna go hang out with one of those tribes? Like, I would love to see Meghan go and hang out with one of those tribes that have like their chests out, like the actual tribes in Africa. Just
And remember, I don't know if we talked about this, but remember this is the lady who's actually 43% Nigerian. And she found out in Nicaragua that she was 43%
this is
Nigerian.
Georgina Lawton, right?
Yes, she's kind of like a sugar because she's defended Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
But she found out in 2017 while traveling, she was actually in Nicaragua, guys, when she found out through her DNA thing, because, the heritage.com or something like that. And they send you the results because you usually open an account, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get an email saying, oh, your results are, and you just log into your account. So doesn't make sense that Meghan Markle said that, oh, I didn't bring them. Why didn't she should have had them framed, right, Molly?
Girl,
Bring
if
them and
Meghan Markle was actually 43% Nigerian, if Meghan Markle actually took a test, if Meghan Markle was actually pregnant, we would have like heard about it nonstop. Nonstop. It would be in our faces. This is just like when Meghan Markle claimed that the royal family were racist and she had the emails to prove it, but has never shown any emails.
Gail said that. Oh, she has all. And then in trial, she said that she couldn't. When she was asked to present the messages, she told, "Oh, we don't have them because they delete them every 3 months for security reasons." And everybody's like, "What? Huh?"
Yeah.
And then Gail
but then later on in the same trial, she said that she could bring up old messages.
And Gail said that.
Not just Gail, also Janina Gavankar, remember? Meghan Markle
Yeah, that's Janina Gavankar. That woman is deranged.
They're both deranged. They're both
like
deranged.
Abigail. That Abigail girl, she's also deranged. Like though she's.
Oh, you can tell Abigail's off her rocker.
You know that they're both the same date. They share the same date. Their birthday. She's on August 4th as well.
Well, that's why Meghan's attracted to her. Then it's double the birthday for her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Meghan's friends with Abigail.
But isn't it funny, Molly, that this lady published her book in 2020?
Yeah.
Like mid 2020. And then we have Meghan Markle. And I mean, I read what she said word for word is pretty much what Meghan Markle repeated in her Archwell and just now in Nigeria, because she said that she wasn't, well, she didn't say she was in Nicaragua, but she said that she found out she was. And it's very interesting that Meghan Markle chose that specific number. She's so stupid. She could have used 41%, or 40%,
Yeah.
But no, she had to use 43% Nigerian. And that the first thing she did was FaceTime her mother and to tell her that Doria was silent, for a while. Exactly word for word that this lady said.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I don't know if you put yourself through the horror of listening to her Archetypes podcast. It's just like when I listened to it, she had told a story about how she went to a Korean spa for the first time with her mother and how she was nude in there in LA and stuff. But it was the exact same copy of a story off of a children's television show. I had done a video about it. I mean, she has a history of plagiarizing. Why are we acting like this is something new and we should be surprised? We've seen her quotes. She's plagiarized her quotes. So why are we supposed to think, okay, well, she's not going to
plagiarize? This is to the letter, Molly. This is literally to the letter. She says that she was in Nicaraguan Corn Island, which is beautiful, guys. It's the Atlantic side where I was born. Not in Corn Island. I was born in Ciuna. But she said that that's when she found out she was 43% Nigerian. right? And she says she FaceTimed her mom and she said, "I've got the test results back." Exactly. I mean, word for
Yeah.
word what Meghan Markle said. And it was followed by a long stretch of silence, exactly what she said about Doria. And she goes, "Oh, so what did it say?" "Well, I'm Nigerian." 43% actually. That's exactly. I mean, fucking hell. Go listen to the podcast. And and she literally reads out this story.
Yeah. I
You
know.
know,
This I was about to call you Megan. Blah, blah, Paula.
There you Molly.
My apologies. Paula, this girl, she lies because she's never been called out on it before. People don't call her out on it. So she just goes off and tells the wildest lies because no one doesn't. We are the only ones that call her out on it. And what does she do? She gets her channels demonetized or shut down. We are
Mm.
the only ones who do it. We know she's a liar. She's a pathological liar.
Listen to
Oh,
City. City
Siri.
agrees with you. Look
Here's
at
yeah, Siri agrees. Right, Siri? Meghan Markle is a pathological liar, right, Siri? Ah,
Yep, there you go.
you don't like the name Meghan Markle, do you, Siri? Meghan
I
Markle.
actually posted a little video when I said Megan, and she actually barks at me and throws. I have the little short, because it's so funny. It's like Megan, it's Megan, it's too funny. Those
Oh,
who want to send me messages, you can do it to my Facebook page because you can send me pictures, little videos, clips. I love people who send me info. I'm very appreciative there. It's Paula M channel on my Facebook because I get the messages, I get pictures, I get links and stuff. So you can DM me on my Facebook page, Paula M channel, okay? Because it's better than I get it immediately, and I do answer all the messages as much as I can, guys. Okay. But Molly, I mean, yet, you know what? We've talked about this, and yet the press, they don't want to come. I sent it to Kinsey. I posted it on my ex, and I tagged all the major newspapers. I sent it to Angela Levin, and she actually replied and said, "Oh, that's really fascinating," but they don't talk about it.
well, of course they don't. They never do. They never do. They never talk about the things that actually matter. The things that we actually want to know about. They don't talk about.
What do you
I
think
mean,
they're not pounding about the records and stuff? Because we do videos, and I put them on X, and I tag everybody.
yeah.
So they know the questions we're asking. And I mean, we're presenting emails, we're presenting everything, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I know. I understand. But what are we there's only so much that we can do ourselves, right? There's
Yeah,
only
because
so much that
you know what? I saw your live with Andrew, and it's something that you guys said actually hit home. That people, when we do it, because we have such small platforms, they ridicule us and they say, "Where are your sources? You don't know what you're talking about. Who are you? You're nobody," right?
Mhm.
But when somebody who's a bigger channel says it, they don't even question what the sources are
Well,
or
it's
anything.
always like that.
And they're usually repeating our stories because we've had this talk about Neil Sean, you know? And
Well, it's not just that, but okay, can I just say this without getting a barrage of hate from people? Like, can I just say this for a second? Like, the thing that annoys me is that I have a ton of respect for Lady C. Lady C had said there's a big thing about the children coming out in the spring, right?
yeah,
I'm
she
not
said
the
that.
only one. I'm not the only one who's like losing my marbles and heard her
No,
say
no,
this. She
and
said,
I did a video and I said that's a lie. She's publishing a book, and I lost subscribers. I said that she was just playing with you. She's not gonna publish anything. But
yeah.
go ahead. What
No,
happened?
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Because now she's like backtracking and no, I never said anything like that.
That's not true. She said that. There was a big announcement about the children coming
She
in the
said that
summer.
there was something, yeah, a big announcement. So now spring has gone. We're past spring. Was that the announcement? Her book? And
Yeah,
that,
she said that. And then she said she never said that.
yeah, that's the thing. She said that she didn't say that. But if you go back to her video, she literally said that.
A couple of times, I think she said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
We
was a
were
big
all
announcement
waiting.
about the
Am I
children.
losing? Yeah. See, Susan even says, "Where's the bombshell?" She said, "Yeah." I mean, we know the announcement was her book. We know that.
And I
But
said it, and I said it, and people go, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're just a hater." I said, "No,
but
no, this is
even
a way to keep you hooked for a few months for you to wait. When the bombshell is gonna be, that's I give it to her. That's a good tactic, marketing tactic. But then she gets flashback, she gets clapback when she doesn't follow through, and then gaslighting people saying, I never said that, or that's not what I meant to say. Then if you didn't mean to say that, then don't fucking
see, I
say it.
thought I was losing my marbles. I'm like,
No,
yeah,
no,
I'm
no.
pretty
No, no,
sure
no. And
I
that's why
heard her.
you got a lot of clapback for that. And that
Yeah,
is not fair.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, yeah, like, because sometimes I feel like Andrew sends me messages, sometimes like we DM each other, and he brings up things like we just talked about this on our live, and it pops up on these other bigger channels, and we're just
Yes.
like, yeah, it is frustrating. It is frustrating, but sometimes I look at it as, okay, at least like the word is getting out there. That's
No,
the
no, no,
that's
no, no. You
that's
know
the
that,
whole
for
thing, trying
example,
to justify
no, no,
it.
no, I don't agree with that. For example, I post when I see Andrew post something, I immediately repost it in my community page, and I said, "Go watch this."
Yeah.
And then I talk about it later on. But I said, Andrew, I even put it on my ex, and stuff. Go when I see that Andrew posts something or you post something, I go, okay, go here, and people say, oh, well, you're so nice. I'm not being nice, but that's not fair because I know how I feel when people do that to me.
Mhm.
So
I
whenever you put out
totally
something,
like,
I immediately put go here, go here,
yeah.
go watch his video, go watch her video. So
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's all good. It's
no,
all
no, no, but it's annoying, and because people think that we just put up it when we do our videos. We actually do research, guys, and because I have to go to the farm, and I'm at the school and shelter. I have like very few hours, and I'm dyslexic, so that makes it definitely harder, and I fucking hate it. And I have limited internet, so I do put a lot of research, and I get my sources and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it's it does bother me. Oh, this thing that Del Plummer says her daughter with Joe Giuliano. I saw that you posted something. Let me bring that back,
Oh,
Molly.
who? Which one?
The
Oh,
Meghan
that,
Markle
yeah, yeah.
daughter. You posted. Let me put that back because you said that. Let me see. How
Oh,
pretty.
that triggered the squatties, that's for sure.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. I think it's somewhere up here. Harry touching nipples.
That's
I
good.
didn't know that, Molly, about him pinching Catherine. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That is, if I had been William, I would have been. That is so disrespectful.
Such a pig. I'm surprised, like, he deserved to be in the dog bowl.
Yeah. This is the one, right?
Mhm.
My.
I just like to stir the pot sometimes.
Yeah, my. This is Joe Giuliano holding a little girl who looks quite familiar. The other photo is Meghan Markle as a child. Let me see that. But the little girl is cute,
She's
not,
so cute. She's so cute.
yeah, she's,
Super duper cute.
yeah. Let me see. I will be okay. It's Ron sending us messages, but here, like, she's so cute. So remember that she looked pregnant, and her
Yeah,
cousin came out. What's his name? John Johnson or something like that.
something like that. And he was like, "Oh, people thought that I was the guy that she was pregnant."
Well, you never know.
You never know. You
What
never
is that
know.
picture, Molly? What is that picture? Do you have that picture of her when she's with that white thing? She's clearly pregnant.
Let me pull it up.
She's clearly, guys, pregnant. I don't care which way you slice it. She's clearly pregnant.
Where is it here?
Oh, did you see J-Lo? Are they divorcing, Molly?
Girl, I don't care. J-Lo's a bitch.
Can you tell me how you really feel about her, Molly?
J-Lo's a bitch, man. Seriously, she's mean. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a story here.
Yes,
Few,
please do.
few, like long, maybe at least like 20 years ago when I was growing up. Maybe no, not even 20 years ago, 15 years ago, let's say. 15 years ago when I was growing up, when J-Lo and Ben were dating the first round, right? It was back then. When they were the first round dating, they rented a house not too far away from where I am, and they were living in our community during the summer. J Lo, super mean, super bitchy, wouldn't talk to anyone. Like, this is like an area where like everyone, they're close knit. Okay. Ben Affleck, I ran into him at the Starbucks. And
You
okay,
did?
I did. He was walking out of the
Is
Starbucks.
he
I
handsome? Is he
was
handsome? Is he handsome?
He was good looking then because he wasn't on the drugs then. He was clean shaven. He had his baseball hat on, and he was walking by me, and I said hello to him, and he said, "Oh, hello." And then he told me, "Oh, you have some beautiful eyes." I said, "Thank you." And just went about my day. But then J Lo, like, nobody was allowed to talk to Ben if J Lo was around. That's how it was.
Really?
Nobody could talk. Yeah, nobody could talk to him, or he couldn't talk to anyone when she was around. But when she wasn't around, he'd be talking to everyone in the neighborhood, just be having a blast. Yeah, super easy going. But she was always like a stick up her ass constantly. Like, you guys are peasants and the minions. But yeah,
That
he
is
lived,
that is
he lived
actually
close by
disgusting.
for a while, and Halle Berry for a while lived
He
close
dated
by.
her?
No, no, no. I'm saying Halle Berry also lived close by. The area that I grew up in, a lot of celebrities, because it's very quiet, they would like come there and like rent houses there. And like people would leave them alone. It was a very, very quiet area. But yeah, like Halle Berry lived out there for a while. Antonio Banderas back then. Oh, so delicious.
Yeah. Delicioso, Antonio Banderas.
I have
Yeah,
his autograph
you
too.
do?
Yeah, I have his auto. This was back when he was remember when him and Salma Hayek were in that movie together and his hair was long? Bandit was it? It was was it
Bandit or something like that, that they were
Banditos
like
or something like that? Yeah.
tequila, they were like tequila, and he's like this guy. Yeah, I know he was hot.
Banderas. Yeah, Banderas. Yeah.
Antonio
That
Banderas.
was then. His hair was long and his daughter was young too. His daughter with Melanie Griffiths at the time. She was really young. So this is how long it was. Like long time ago. I'm
Yeah,
showing my age.
yeah. Desperado. The name was
Oh,
Desperado.
Desperado.
That's it.
I
I
I
think we have like people here
that
with
movie was so good. We gotta go watch that movie
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. But so that sucks. That sucks, because J Lo, she's such a bitch. She really is. It's
Well, she's the
disappointing.
one who's like, "Oh, don't look at me when she goes places."
Yeah.
That's her number one rule. Don't look at me. Don't make eye contact.
You
That's
know?
what Ellen does also. That's what Megan does also. That's what she
Oh,
does with
oh
the
yes.
hotel
Oh,
people at the
oh yes.
Carlisle.
It's so funny that I remember when she turned 52 and she's on board a yacht. And I know for a fact that she travels with machines that they do all these things that make you without, how do you say, cellulite? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
she's a
yeah,
suctional thing. And she goes and she's posing. And to begin with, the photo is Photoshop.
yeah. Mhm.
52, babe. And I'm like, fuck you. I would look like that too if I had access to all those machines. And I look almost like that without those machines. I have a nice body, guys.
You know what my favorite was? Okay, before we wrap it up here, because I gotta get going. My favorite was when because for a long time, Lo would constantly say that she uses La Mer cream, right? La Mer cream for
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah, of course.
face and stuff. And then when she came out with her own line of stuff, she starts
Olive
going,
oil.
she goes, "This is the only stuff I use on my face. I don't have any Botox. I've never had any work done." It's like, bitch, you were talking about La Mer like 2 months ago and like touting its stuff and talking about how amazing it was. Now all of a sudden, oh, I don't. I use nothing. You're such a liar. I mean, she's a great dancer. I remember her from A Living Color.
Oh,
Remember?
I used to love that show. That was
I did
so
too.
funny.
I did too.
I
I
used
mean,
to love it. And the guy with the bananas, that used to that was one of my favorite bits. I think was Jake.
Damon Wayans, the
Yes, yes,
Wayans brothers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. Before we wrap it up, I just want to ask you
Yeah.
something. Did she admit to being Diddy's mule or something like that? Because
Never
there's
did. She never did. Remember, because Diddy's Pow Pow was in her bag, and she was the one who brought it into the club that night
oh.
when she was in when that whole Pow Pow at the club went down,
Oh,
right?
there was a shooting, remember?
I
But
don't say the word, then your thing will get demonetized. That's why I'm saying
okay.
Pow Pow.
Pow pow. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The pow powing. She
Was
was there,
Taylor
right?
Swift pregnant? Ginger Gritzo says Taylor Swift looks pregnant. I thought it was alcohol bloat, or maybe she ate too many tacos and had to poo.
I didn't know that does she look pregnant or she just because
She looks
she was
bloated to
angry that they were
me.
saying they want me to have a booty, but if you're gonna have a booty, then you're gonna have a stomach too. It's like
Yeah.
no. But anyways, thanks for coming, guys. We're
Oh,
gonna see
thank
Molly
you.
next Wednesday and go watch her channel. You're gonna do a live on Monday next week with Andrew, right?
Yes, I am. Monday, my
So
channel
please,
with
you're
Andrew.
gonna watch Andrew and Molly. Please go watch their live. Please go watch our videos. And after this, I'm putting out the maid interview. Remember that the voice has been altered for
Mhm.
the maid's protection. So I hope you like it.
Ooh.
This is one of the two.
Ooh.
Yeah, the things that she said are quite brutal.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for
I
that.
have uploaded. I just have to make it adjust a few things and make it public. But yeah, please go subscribe to Molly. Go follow
Awesome.
her on X. Watch her lives. She's
Thank you.
and we'll see on the Royal Mess on Friday. But then on Monday, Molly's gonna have her live with
Mhm.
Andrew, and then we'll see her on Wednesday here with us, as usual,
Yeah.
with our Molly.
Yay, yay. Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Paula. Bye.
Well, go subscribe to her channel. Go subscribe to Andrew's channel, please. We need Molly to get to 100,000 subscribers. We need Andrew 888 POV 88 to get to 100,000 subscribers. Also, go subscribe to Ron's channel. His Project ROOQ. He needs to get to 10,000. He's only 200 short. I'm gonna leave his channel in the video description and in the comments. So please, it's only 200 of you who need to go click on his channel, and so he can get to 10,000, guys. Okay. So thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to do a live later on my Facebook. So I hope you can go there. Bye bye, guys.